Well, good morning. Thursday, June the 1st. Happy birthday, PK. June already. It's a beautiful day out there. Oh, we've had some fantastic weather. We're going to go straight into the Bible, the King James Bible, the book of John. And we're going to continue in chapter 12, verses 27 to 50. Starts off with Jesus speaking. Now is my soul troubled. And what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. For this cause came I unto this hour. Father, glorify thy name. Then there came a voice from heaven, saying, I have both glorified it, and will glorify it again. The people therefore that stood by and heard it, said that it thundered, and others said that an angel spake to him. Jesus answered and said, This voice came not because of me, but for your sakes. Now is the judgment of this world. Now shall the prince of this world be cast out. And I will be lifted up from the earth, will draw all men unto me. This he said, signifying what death he should die. The people answered him, We have heard out of the law that Christ abideth forever. And how sayest thou, the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man? Then Jesus said unto them, Yet a little while is the light with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness come upon you. For he that walketh in darkness knoweth not whither he goeth. While you have light, believe in the light, that ye may be the children of light. These things spake Jesus, and departed, and did hide himself from them. But though he had done so many miracles before them, yet they believed not on him. That the saying of Isaiah the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who hath believed our report? And to whom hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? Therefore they could not believe, because that Isaiah said again, He hath blinded their eyes, and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory, and spake of him. Nevertheless, among the chief rulers also many believed on him, but because of the Pharisees they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the synagogue. For they loved the praise of men more than the praise of God. Jesus cried and said, He that believeth on me, believeth not on me, but on him that sent me. And he that seeth me, seeth him that sent me. I am come a light into the world, that whosoever believeth on me should not abide in darkness. And if any man hear my words, and believe not, I judge him not. For I came not to judge the world, but to save the world. He that rejecteth me, and rejecteth not my words, hath one that judgeth him. The word that I have spoken, the same shall judge him in the last day. For I have not spoken of myself, but the Father which sent me. He gave me a commandment, what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his commandment is life everlasting. Whatsoever I speak therefore, even as the Father said unto me, so I speak. Well, there you have it. Jesus spake the words of God direct from his Father. His whole intention is to save us. It's his whole purpose. It's his whole purpose. He lived up to prophecy. He fulfilled prophecy. I'm sorry, my eyes are running. I'm itching. Excuse me a minute. And he tried so hard to get them to believe him. And notice how Jesus never got into an argument, never got into a confrontation. In fact, when things got bad, he would walk away and just slip away. He would go hide himself. You know, we often say we want to be like Jesus. But how can that be when we're so confrontational, so quick to take up arms, so quick to fight? How can we say we want to be like Jesus when we never see him ever do those things that we do? If we want to be like Jesus, we've got to be ready to turn the other cheek. And you say, well, you've got to stand up for yourself. Yes, but only under God's guidance. When you read the Old Testament, every time they went to war, every time they stood up for themselves and they were walking with God, they consulted God first. I just read how one of the sons of Solomon stood up against an army twice his size. When Judah stood up against Israel. Twice his size. And he was outflanked. They were in front of him and behind him. And yet he quoted God. He told them that they worshiped God, that they made sacrifices to God, that they walked with God. And they said that our God will deliver us from this situation. And God came down and slew the enemy. And then they finished them off and sent them running. And then they captured the spoils and they captured the cities. But they did it with God. How many times have we gone to war in the name of God, with God, in the name of God, consulted God first? How many times do we do that? I don't think we've ever done that. How many times do people say, well, I'm going to get a gun and protect myself? Do you say first, well, I'm going to trust God first to protect us? I'm going to ask God to put a hedge of protection around us? I'm going to ask God to deliver us from evil? No, the first instance is to grab a gun and shoot someone. There's the test of faith. You know, we've been told that faith is saying, God, praying to God, heal us, and you know, we know we're going to be healed. Okay, that's fine. But you know, the true test of faith is when danger approaches. Because the thing is, if you put your faith in God, if you die, you're going to be with him, and that was his will. If the other person dies, then that's God's will, and he's protecting you. It states quite clearly, thou shalt not kill. I don't know, you know, I mean, somebody tell me if I've misinterpreted that one. Nobody has said anywhere in the Bible that we should not follow the Ten Commandments. Don't cherry pick the Bible. Follow it to the letter, because God has laid it down before us, because he loves us with all his heart and with all his might. And we are to love him back and establish that relationship with him, that we can talk to him and hear his voice and know the shepherd's voice. So we don't have to worry about questioning whether or not it's God speaking to us. We know his voice. We need to get to that stage in our lives that we can trust him explicitly with everything. That we go to God first before the doctors. That we go to God first before we go to war. That we go to God first before we grab that gun. That we go to God first before we do anything in life. No matter how little, no matter how small, God is interested in everything. If God knows every hair on your head and your name is written on the palm of his hand, do you not think he wants to know you so intimately that every single little thing in your life matters to him? Yes, he does. He tells us that over and over in the Bible. He knew us before we were formed in our mother's womb. I mean, Come on. You think nothing's too small or too big? You think we've done nothing so bad that he can't forgive us? You think all the little things are insignificant? We don't need to ask for forgiveness? God knows everything. He sees all. There's no hiding from him. You cannot hide from God. You cannot hide from God. Have a great day. Remember, God loves you. I love you too. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.